Today we're going to be ranking every single college major based on how much money you're going to make. So if you guys are still on the fence about picking your major, then definitely watch this video so you're not in generational debt by the time you graduate. Let's move on to creative writing. Are we serious, bro? Who the is picking creative writing in 2025? Like, what are you doing? You know who's a creative writer? ChatGPT. And it's been a creative writer for a long time. Like, come on, bro. And some people say, oh, creative writing isn't good if it's made by ChatGPT. It's not creative at all. It only makes these complex words that don't mean anything. Well, guess what? The Declaration of Independence, which was written by our founding fathers, was put through an AI checker, and it said 99% of it was made by AI, which obviously isn't true because AI wasn't invented then, but they were just great at creative writing, and they had very knowledgeable expertise with communication. So it actually flags it as 100% AI, which proves the AI is just as smart as our founding fathers, if not smarter, and can write more creatively than them and can write better stories. So this is definitely D tier. Imagine spending $100,000 just to make $10,000 a year. No, well, you'll never even find a job. You'll never find a job if you do creative writing, but what are you doing? If you're in creative writing, I'm personally grabbing you from your school and I'm throwing you out because you're so stupid. Oh my God, bro. This video is pissing me off because I know so many people actually in school and they're doing these dumbass majors like architecture or gender studies, and they think they're gonna have a successful career and they think they're gonna be making six figures, bro, but that could not be farther from the truth. If anything, I'm making this video to show you guys there's other possibilities out there and show you guys how cooked you're gonna be if you stay in the normal traditional college route. I mean, the days are changing, bro. You can't be listening to your parents nonstop. Like, if you still haven't found your path, found what you're passionate in yet, don't drop out of college. But Jesus, man, you guys are gonna be cooked. Let's move on to political science. This one also sucks. Like, what are you doing? If you're in political science and you think you're gonna get a degree and become a politician, you're just an idiot. All politicians are generational and it's born into the family. You gotta know somebody. I mean, if you're the kid of some rich politician or some rich oil guy or corporate guy, then sure, it'll be S tier livable salary, but most likely you're not the son of Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos, so you're definitely going into generational debt. Your political career is dead, buddy. You don't even have as many followers as me on social media, and I'm the dumbest guy there is. So yeah, political science, D tier generational debt. Next, let's move on to biotech. Now, biotech just had a recent bubble, and that shit absolutely burst. Oh my God, those biotech jobs were cooked. Every biotech startup was cooked. Let's see, biotech starting salaries, what are we looking at here? 34 to 45,000 associate, bachelor's 50 to 60,000, and 75 to 85 for masters. I mean, it's okay, but I mean, unless you're working for a funded company, biotech companies rarely make any money, so you're always on a sinking ship. You're always gonna have to be jumping jobs and careers, so getting a higher payroll might be harder and harder as time goes on. And then with the rapid evolution in quantum, you might be able to get lucky and be part of the one out of thousands and hundreds, the few small percentage of biotech startups that actually make some revolutionary discoveries, and boom, you'll be an S tier livable salary by then. But honestly, I have a hard time putting this one up there because the biotech bubble burst. You know, you're always on a sinking ship. However, there is massive venture capital money that is being, and investor money that's being thrown at medical discoveries within biotech. So I'm gonna have to put this one in A tier, and I don't feel too good about it. You know, I'm trying to give you guys some light. I'm trying to give you guys some hope for all you academics out there by putting this one in A tier. But we still don't have a single major, which is gonna be an S tier livable salary. Let's see if that changes as we move on. Let's move on to history majors. Another one that's absolutely cooked, bro. Who cares about the past? Stop living in the goddamn past, bro. Just because it happened in the past doesn't mean it's going to happen in the future. And I think that's best exemplified by the past couple years we've had in our own history, because things are changing and things are happening like never before. We're living in a new era and we can't just simply look at history to see what's going to happen next. So if you're doing history, you're probably cooked. Now, if you're like history education, you might be paycheck to paycheck, but education is the next major on here. So let's just group that all together in one. You know, we got education, physical education, anything. Everyone knows teachers make dog shit salaries. Teachers don't make shit. It depends on what state you're living in, but they're not gonna make shit. However, a lot of teachers get their summers off, which is pretty nice. They get their summers off and they get their entire salary paid for. So you could do anything, travel the world, live out your life. You're not gonna have a lot of money to do that, but at least you'll have some freedom. And then during your actually working year, you get 2 days off because you get Friday or you get Saturday and Sunday off for the school week. And then a lot of teachers work by the government funded programs. And then if you're a public school teacher, you obviously get publicly funded programs. So you have that retirement plan. So you get paid like 70 or 80% of your salary for the rest of your life. So education will probably be paycheck to paycheck. This one isn't terrible. And I know a lot of dedicated teachers out there who like their jobs. A lot of teachers that hate their jobs too, you know. But at least this one's better. You're actually going to be able to find a job. And here's the thing about education. You low-key need a master's degree. I kind of want to put it in C tier, never getting out of college, but I think education is pretty AI proof. Like obviously AI is teaching a lot of people things, but those elementary, middle, and high school teachers, like you need in-person school to develop your social connection. So I think education is pretty safe from AI in the near future. Well, let's move on to the next major, which is psychology. I mean, this one's cool. If you have like a genuine interest in psychology, then I'm not going to tell you not to do it, but you're not going to make a lot of money. Let's see. Typical starting salary for a psychologist is around 55 to 70,000 per year. And then master's degree, you're looking at 154,000. These aren't bad. These aren't bad. You know, if you're a government psychology, 126,000, hospitals 96,000, elementary, secondary schools 85,000. This has got to be cap. Let's look up another thing. Is AI replacing psychology? No, AI is not taking over psychology, but the field is changing and acting like a tool. A lot of people go to ChatGPT now as their therapist, and I don't think that's slowing down anytime soon. So I think psychology, I think it's got to go B tier. Struggle to find a job. You might find a job and have a comfortable life, but that window's closing in the next couple of years. So I would get out of there as soon as possible. Next up, we got econ majors. Pretty valuable major and useful for yourself. Like if you're an entrepreneur, I definitely recommend doing this for a year at college before you drop out. Even if you're an entrepreneur, you plan on dropping out of college, I would say go for at least a semester just to see how fun it is. I mean, it's pretty cool. You make some connections, but econ majors are cool. I love macro and microeconomics. People don't really have an idea of how much those macroeconomic factors really change your life and influence your life and impact the economy. So I think having a good understanding of that can definitely be helpful for you as an individual. But at the end of the day, it'll probably be paycheck to paycheck. Let's look at some stats first. Econ major salary. 82,000 can vary. 69,000. Average national salary 82,000. Range from 69 to 98,500. High end over 6 figure. This will probably be paycheck to paycheck. And I honestly consider low 6-figure jobs paycheck to paycheck nowadays because inflation is rapidly rising and that US dollar is going to be worth nothing in the next few years. So yeah, this one will be A tier. Next, we got AI engineering. I don't know if this is a college major anywhere outside of like Stanford, but if you're going to Stanford and you're doing AI engineering, you'll definitely be having a livable salary. Go get picked up by Google. Go get picked up by Palantir. Go work at a funded startup like Tesla or a Fortune 500 company and you'll have a livable salary. I think AI engineering, prompt engineering is the future, especially when it comes to this new economy, this new fast AI-based economy. You'll definitely be doing good. We've already talked about cybersecurity, but I think we should mention it again on here. I'm going to put this one in livable salary as well because while AI can do some cybersecurity, you definitely want a skilled cybersecurity guy at your startup, at your company, just to make sure you don't get sued or hacked. That would be bad. Have you guys heard of the T app, the recent app that only lets girls talk about each other? Yeah, they got hacked. They left their Firebase buckets open and all that information was taken. So if you've ever been on that app, they have all of your information now. I mean, that's just terrible. Like, you need a cybersecurity guy in your life. I think most companies would benefit from it, and so they don't get sued and lose all their damn money or their funding. Let's move on to music theory. Come on, bro. What are you doing? Music theory? Like, oh my God. I did orchestra music in middle school, elementary school, and then it got to high school and it became like a sport. And college, like it's like a D1 sport, bro. What are you guys doing? Do a real sport. Don't do some bullshit trombone trumpet. Like, oh my God. I still play guitar. I still do some music, but that shit makes you no money. Like, unless you're a rapper or like a big artist, you're not making no money. And those rappers and big artists dropped out of college. They're not doing music theory in college. That is going to get you nowhere. That is going to get you generational debt. That's going to get your kids to have your own fucking debt and those kids to have debt. Lock in, guys. Come on, choose a better major. Don't choose any of these majors in C or D tier. Next is engineering. Obviously, there's so many types of engineering: electrical, mechanical, but these ones are pretty high demand right now. And I contemplate putting it in C tier, never getting out of college. But honestly, some entry level roles are still making a lot of money, and you can get an associate's or bachelor's degree and still possibly make six figures if you get the right situation and find the right connections. So I think I'm gonna put engineering in livable salary. You know, the schoolwork is going to be so much. You're going to hate your life in college. And then you'll probably hate your life too once you get a real job that's even harder. But at least you'll be making a livable salary and you won't be replaced by AI anytime soon. All right, communications is part of business, but it's definitely worse because everyone knows how to communicate. You literally learn social engineering, which everyone already does every day. This one's also D tier. Guys, I hope this taught you how bad the college space is getting and how bad the traditional college and academia route is getting. I mean, it makes me sad to see so much wasted talent every day. I know so many friends from high school and college that could be such good entrepreneurs and make such good money for themselves, but their parents are forcing them into this college trap that they'll never get out of, and they're gonna go into generational debt for life. So guys, I did drop out of college. However, I'm not telling you to. I'm saying analyze your information, analyze all the aspects of your life so you know to make the right decision for yourself and make sure you're not in generational debt. Make some money, guys. Lock in. And then hit the links below if you want to get more interested and involved in myself and the community I'm building. Thank you guys for watching. This was ranking every college major. Click all the links in the description to find out more, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.